watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi everyone, you made it to Friday. Thanks for joining us at 9. I'm Susan Tran.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Flanagan. Yeah, TGIF, we got here finally. All right, the worst of Tropical Depression Debbie now behind us. All eyes focused on the weekend. Look at this. Here's a gorgeous shot tonight at the Washington Monument. All right, we are heading into the weekend, and Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb here, and so far so good. It's looking fantastic.
Yeah, finally, right?
Yeah, we deserve this. You deserve this.
Yeah, finally a moment, right, where we are just thankful that this storm system is past us. And now let's talk about sunshine, right? Going into the weekend, this is not a bad looking forecast. There's a little bit of a breeze as this now post-tropical system kind of pulls out of the region. And so that'll be something that will stay in place a little bit for your weekend. Let's talk about totals across West Virginia, Pawpaw, areas of Damascus as well, picking up 6 to 7 inches of rain in the last 24 hours, folks. And so that's not even the 7-day totals. Some of these areas are nearing 10 inches of rain, and really that's going to put a dent in that drought situation that was very severe across areas of Western Maryland. DC metro area picking up just over an inch to nearly 2 inches. And so as this storm system pulls away, next Thursday, Climate Prediction Center, when they issue that drought monitor, it's going to look significantly different. We're watching right now partly cloudy skies, a few stray showers out towards Prince George's County, but the wind flow is the biggest concern for the area. You have family and friends, Montreal, Canada, northern New England. They're still dealing with that storm system, but really it's the frontal passage now that we're going to watch for the weekend. We have much cooler air with humidity very low. I have your full forecast coming up.
Janessa, thanks. We'll see you then. No doubt lots of people all across Montgomery County, no doubt spending the weekend recovering from last night's storms.
Oh, the conditions. They sent trees toppling on homes and taking out power lines, really creating a mess for so many neighborhoods. Let's take a look at the damage in Bethesda. You can see right here, Montgomery County officials say that they had more than 80 calls for fallen trees, and they're expecting more emergency calls to come because the ground is just so wet and saturated right now.
Yeah, and check out this tree. You can see it just pulled right up from the ground there from its roots. This is Stratton Drive in Bethesda. Montgomery County officials say you should call the non-emergency police number to report any downed trees.
The remnants of Debbie whipped up an outbreak of tornado warnings and the heavy rain causing so many low-lying areas just to flood. Parts of Old Town Alexandria getting this familiar scene underwater for a second straight day. Now businesses say they started mostly dry thanks to so many sandbags and police efforts.
The police to block off the streets, which solves the problem of the big trucks running through here and running water into our restaurant all the time.
Now, help is on the way. This is such great news. There is, of course, this multi-million-dollar flood mitigation project underway there in Alexandria. And neighbors say they're just so hopeful that one day major flooding in Old Town could be a thing of the past. Check out the flooding here in Annapolis, Maryland, and you can see this is on Dock Street. I mean, the boats are there, and earlier, it just looked like the water, as you can see right there, it's just flooding into the parking lot section. You can stay on top of the weather conditions anytime by scanning the QR code you see right here in the middle of your screen, or head to our website, dcnewsnow.com/weather. Also, be sure to download our DC News Now app, and that way you can have all of these weather alerts, any critical emergency alerts sent right to your phone for where you live.
Developing now at 9 o'clock, a third suspect now arrested in connection to a foiled terrorist attack targeting Taylor Swift concerts in Vienna. The suspect, an 18-year-old Iraqi citizen. 2 other teens were arrested earlier in the week. Now, officials in Austria say the group was inspired by ISIS. The main suspect, a 19-year-old man, admitted to wanting to kill as many people as possible outside the shows there. Now, the planned attack prompting the cancellation of all 3 Austrian shows, certainly devastating news to tens of thousands of Swifties.
Right, so that includes some fans who traveled all the way to Vienna from right here in the DMV. We have our reporter Marielle Carbone live for us here in the studio. And Marielle, you spoke with these 2 local fans from D.C., they must be just so devastated.
Yeah, Susan, they tell me that being part of an area where a terrorist attack was planned that really wasn't supposed to be on their bingo card for this year. They tell me they are, of course, disappointed, they're upset, but despite the letdown, they are trying to shake it off and stay positive.
We've gone through a lot of emotions.
5 stages of grief.
For best friends in D.C. locals Emma Ferguson and Lisa Beck, a European vacation highlighted by plans to see their favorite artist in concert went from pure excitement to total shock.
We wanted it so badly. We were honestly just trying not to cry. We were like,
The two snagged 2 tickets to see Taylor Swift in Vienna last night, only for the show and 2 others to be canceled after Austrian officials say they foiled a planned terrorist attack on the venue, arresting now 3 people in connection. The plot changing the tone of their trip.
trying to be extra aware of your surroundings and just kind of having an idea in the back of your head, like if something were to go south, like what would I do?
But in the chaos came camaraderie. The Swifties finding solidarity through song, filling the streets of Vienna with songs they knew all too well.
Everyone's come here for Taylor, but a part of what people love so much about Taylor is like the community she's built in her fandom.
Ferguson and Beck say it's an experience they won't soon forget. And while processing what could have been,
I cannot believe we did not go to a Taylor Swift concert because we nearly escaped a terrorist attack.
they're just thankful to be safe.
She's safe. We're all safe so that there can be dates in the future.
And Chris and Susan, the women, they do hope to catch Taylor Swift at some point, maybe on her next tour. As for their trip, they've already visited Munich, and of course they're in Vienna right now. They're heading next to Budapest, so not a total loss on that vacation there. In studio, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Yeah, good for them, and great attitudes as well. Meanwhile, all new tonight at 9 o'clock, Prince George's County Police are investigating a deadly shooting. It happened around 6:30 tonight on Pard Road near Marlboro Pike in Capitol Heights. They say the man was shot inside of a home. Anyone with information about this shooting is asked to call police.
Over in Silver Spring, a devastating fire causes $5 million in damages. These are images, as you can see right here, of crews putting out the flames really early this morning. It happened at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in New Hampshire Avenue. Investigators say it was an electrical fire and no one was hurt.
Well, caught on camera, a major drug bust in Fairfax County. Look at here, thousands of fentanyl pills off the streets now after an arrest in Seven Corners. This is new body camera video showing the arrest from last week. Police say officers stopped Marco Juarez near Glen Carlin Drive and Argyle Drive. They say he had more than 9,400 fentanyl pills and 2 stolen guns. See them there. Juarez is behind bars facing gun and drug charges.
In the district, an Indian restaurant is working to make sure that people who deliver their meals can do it safely. Indigo, there on K Street Northeast, is giving away these safety vests to all of these scooter delivery drivers for the entire month.
Yeah, pretty unique. Our Max Marcilla joining us live outside the restaurant tonight. And so, Max, what inspired this effort?
Well, Chris and Susan, it was inspired by the owner and one of his friends, and they decided that they wanted to create Scooter Safety Month here at Indigo, giving away these safety vests because they both say they have seen those scooter drivers involved in crashes, and they want to do what they can to make sure that doesn't happen again. If you're a delivery driver on a scooter, picking up from Indigo on K Street Northeast, you'll leave with the food and a reflective vest.
If every restaurant does this, we'll have these guys suited up before daylight savings time ends.
August is Scooter Safety Month here at Indigo, where they're calling on drivers to suit up in their finest highlighter colored vest for their own safety.
Visibility is a big factor.
Dinesh Tandon says while scooters can help drivers save time and money, it can also be dangerous. And since his restaurant is a go-to for many in the district, he thinks this giveaway is a perfect fit.
This is the right place to start it.
Tandon's friend Roger Gordon pitched the idea to him.
It costs $2 for a safety vest. It costs $2,000 for an ambulance ride to the hospital and an overnight stay.
The goal, giving away enough of these so those crashes don't happen nearly as often, something Gordon hopes will happen based on a conversation he had last year with an MPD officer after a car clipped a scooter.
The officer said, if he had a vest on, he would have had a better chance.
It's service unlike usual at this restaurant, drawing praise.
It's a good idea that they're taking an interest in the safety of the people who are coming to pick up customers' orders.
And they hope inspiring change. Now, Indigo says so far this month it has already given out more than 50 of those reflective vests, and they say they're going to keep on giving them away through the end of the month. Reporting live in Northeast, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
What a way to take care of each other, Max. Thank you. There was a moment of silence tonight at the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs game. This was all in honor of the 5-year-old killed in a bounce house incident last week. Officials say a gust of wind, it sent that inflatable into the air and then crashed onto the field below, as you see in these images. In a social media post, the team writing, "Our hearts continue to be with the families of the children impacted by last Friday's tragic incident, those who are mourning loss, and our entire community." Officials with the team say that all children's play areas, they are closed this weekend, and there will be no fireworks after tomorrow night's baseball game. A D.C. man is pleading guilty in a deadly shooting in southeast D.C. Kyrie Harrington agreed to a voluntary manslaughter charge.
Yeah, the U.S. Attorney's Office says he shot David Coe 5 times outside of the Arborview apartment complex back in February. They say he'll spend 18 years in prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release. Meanwhile, check this out. A Howard County police officer sprung into action, helping a hawk get unstuck from the grill of a car. Look at that there. Officer, you can see, able to safely get that hawk out. And they say the bird's now recovering at Friskies Wildlife in Woodbine. Job nicely done. That is pretty cool. All right, DC News Now is your election headquarters. This is a live look right now at campaign rallies for both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Harris's rally is in Phoenix, Arizona. Meanwhile, Trump is in Bozeman, Montana. Earlier tonight, Trump's plane was diverted to Billings, Montana after a mechanical issue.